What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to go over why Lucid stock fell almost 20% after earnings came out. I'm also going to go over whether Lucid is a buy at these prices that they're trading at right now. And then towards the end of the video, I'm also going to touch on Lucid's plans to expand and create a new plant in Saudi Arabia. But before we actually get into all that information, for those of you who are new here, my name is Evan and I make videos that show you guys different ways of making money in the stock market. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Also, while you're down there, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, it really helps out the channel and it lets me know that you guys enjoy these types of videos. So first off, taking a look at where Lucid is trading today, they're still down today as they were yesterday, and they're trading down about 1.5% in the red. Their high on the day was at about $24.90 and they pulled down all the way to $23.60. And we've seen in the past this range between $23 and $26 has proven to be support many times for Lucid. And so it's not surprising to see them holding this position right here, right around this mid $20 mark. Now, if we take a look at the 1 week chart, you can see that Lucid is still up over 11% on the week, and they were climbing quite steadily up until earnings. And then once earnings came out, they actually dropped almost 20% the day after earnings. So I think it's pretty obvious that Lucid's earnings call didn't go quite as planned, and it wasn't as positive as investors were expecting. They actually climbed up to almost $30 leading up to earnings on the 28th. And we've seen that $30 mark has been resistance many times in the past. So it wasn't surprising to see Lucid slow down around $29. Now in this article, it says that they fell more than 14% in after hours trading just on Monday after the EV maker cut their production outlook, citing extraordinary supply chain and logistics problems, as well as their quarterly losses ballooning to more than $1 billion. Lucid said in their earnings call that they lost $1.05 billion, which translates into 64 cents per share. In the fourth quarter, their revenue did end up hitting $26.4 million, which is up from $3.6 million a year ago, and their quarterly revenue included $21.3 million from the first few deliveries of the Lucid Air Dream Edition, which only started being delivered in October. Now, I think the one thing that made a lot of Lucid investors start second guessing this company is that Lucid was expecting to deliver over 500 vehicles in the fourth quarter of 2021. They ended up only delivering 125 cars in the fourth quarter, with total production topping 400 vehicles to date and more than 300 deliveries to customers. So they only delivered about a fourth of the vehicles that people were expecting, and now they've also slashed their 2022 production outlook. But before that, Lucid also has taken more than 25,000 reservations as of Monday, pegging potential sales at more than $2.4 billion. And they also said that their expansion of their Arizona plant is on track. But I think with the doubt from investors, especially seen as though Lucid was pretty much promising over 500 deliveries in 2021, I think people are a little more skeptical of Lucid and their talks of this expansion into Arizona, as well as their expansion into Saudi Arabia, hopefully at some point in this year. Now, for their 2022 production outlook, Lucid said that the Lucid Air is going to deliver between 12,000 and 14,000 vehicles, and originally they were expecting production numbers to be around 20,000 vehicles for 2022. So in terms of percentages, this means that Lucid cut their production by 30 to 40% for 2022, and with them already being such a startup company and having only put out a few hundred vehicles, this really isn't a good start for this company. Now, I do believe long term, they're going to have a lot more success, but with where the market's at right now and all these major events happening from the pandemic to now Ukraine and Russia, as well as a lot of back orders on vehicle parts, you can see why it's going to be hard for Lucid to hit these numbers, especially 20,000, and that's why they reduced this estimate to anywhere between 12 and 14,000 vehicles. I think it would be better for them to reduce their outlook to a smaller range and then exceed that and leave investors seeing that this company can hit their production goals, rather than estimating 20,000 vehicles and leaving it at that, and then they come up short by a few thousand vehicles. And according to Peter Rawlinson, he said the new outlook reflects the extraordinary supply chain and logistics challenges that they've encountered in their unrelenting focus on delivering the highest quality products. And like I said, I think that it's good for them to reduce this outlook, and then hopefully they can exceed that and deliver more than 14,000 vehicles, which is the top side of their production outlook. Now, I know you guys didn't come to this video to hear about Rivian, but Lucid isn't the only EV startup to fall short of their production estimates, because Rivian, whose debut electric truck has won accolades just like Lucid's debut electric car, they're just one of other companies that have missed their goals. And Lucid isn't the only automaker that's facing these supply constraints, because this has been going on for quite a while. If you guys have seen my NIO videos, you know that I talked about NIO not being able to produce enough vehicles because of different constraints in the automotive industry. And these things have been happening for about the past 2 years because of the pandemic. There's not been nearly as many vehicles produced as there would have been had this not happened. But more importantly, reservation numbers are very strong for Lucid, and during their fourth quarter earnings conference call, Lucid said that reservations for its second most expensive model after the Air Dream Edition, which is the Grand Touring, were actually higher than its two lowest priced trim packages. And Lucid also confirmed their plans to set up a factory in Saudi Arabia, which is a nation that they have really strong connections with. Now, I think a lot of us want to believe that Lucid is prioritizing quality over quantity. We don't want to see them just putting out huge numbers and then the quality isn't there for their vehicles. They need to keep the quality up, especially with the price point that these vehicles are selling at. Because if they're selling $100,000 vehicles and they're not up to par with different Tesla vehicles that may cost $50,000, well, there's really no reason for people to buy a Lucid vehicle over a cheaper Tesla vehicle. Now, that's just one example, but I think you guys see where I'm coming from here. And Lucid needs to continue prioritizing quality, even if that means taking a hit at their production outlook. Now, once all the dust settles, I think their revenue could grow pretty steadily because supply chain issues aren't going to last forever. As they can start getting in these parts more easily and more readily, they're going to start putting out more vehicles, and they could more easily hit these outlook numbers that are higher than what they're estimating right now. And going along with hitting their production outlook numbers, one big thing that's going to affect Lucid producing more vehicles is them expanding into different countries. And right now, they're actually gearing up for their first international plant in Saudi Arabia after signing agreements with multiple agencies. As of 2 days ago, Lucid actually announced the signing of agreements with the Ministry of Investment of Saudi Arabia and the Saudi Industrial Development Fund, as well as the Economic City at King Abdullah Economic City, and they're currently laying the groundwork for a full production factory in Saudi Arabia. And Lucid estimates that the location of their first international manufacturing plant in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia may result in up to $3.4 billion of value to Lucid over 15 years, and the facility is going to enable Lucid to address growing demand for their Lucid products. The target goal for this new international manufacturing plant is 150,000 vehicles per year, and this would be by leveraging US engineering, R&D, and manufacturing expertise in assembling new models for global markets. And it wasn't like Lucid took the first offer they saw, because they reviewed multiple opportunities before selecting the KAEC in Saudi Arabia as the optimal location and opportunity for their first international manufacturing facility. The hub is actually going to be fully owned by Lucid and enable the company to meet growing international demand for luxury electric vehicles. Lucid also expects to benefit from the availability of competitively priced commodities and energy as a newly emerging domestic supply chain. So obviously it's kind of a waiting game, waiting on Lucid to see these big numbers and see them put out enough volume to where investors can feel confident investing in Lucid. But with where we've seen their price go over the last year, we've seen them in the low 20s and we've seen them above $55. So while you guys know that I'm not a financial advisor and I can't legally give you financial advice, if I hadn't bought into Lucid yet, I would probably be looking to secure a position, especially when they're in the low $20 range. We've seen this as support many times before, and it's not often that Lucid drops below this level. They may hold this level for quite a while, but typically they bounce off the mid $20 range, and right now the next resistance is going to be around $30. Now, I would totally understand if you guys wanted to wait longer and maybe wait until the next earnings call, which won't be for another quarter, but then you may get a better idea of where Lucid is heading. The only thing about waiting is you may miss an opportunity where Lucid could spike up and they could continue going up well past this $20 range that we're seeing right now. Now, for those of you who made it this far into the video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts and comments down in the comment section about whether you think that Lucid is a good stock to invest in, or if you think it's not. Let me know your reasoning down in the comments. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.